The gate to the secret realm glows with powerful energy atop the border bridge between Longxia and Sakura. Soldiers from both nations rush to the scene, each side determined to claim this powerful realm for themselves. The Sakura army is prepared to seize the realm at any cost. However, the Longxia army refuses to step back and seems ready for a deadly clash to defend their claim. Lord Mo Dongshan of Longxia steps forward. He is a formidable figure not to be mistaken and is a ninth-tier geomancer from the immortal war domain. He demands to know the reason for the Sakura force's presence. Okita Kogoro from Sakura Nation answers with arrogance, stating they have every right to explore the realm. Tang Ainan, daughter of Tang Zhen, steps forward and angrily declares the Sakura claim a joke, citing rules set by the World Council that grant the secret realm to Longxia. In response, the Sakura warriors laugh at her anger and start mocking her. One even tells her to watch her mouth because she has no say. Without warning, one Sakura warrior throws a shuriken at her with deadly speed, but Lord Mo Dongshan catches the weapon in midair with 2 fingers. Furious, he condemns Sakura for being powerhouses who would strike an unarmed young girl. The one who threw the weapon turns to mock Lord Dongshan, telling him to watch his back instead. Not tolerating this nonsense, Lord Dongshan flicks a finger and shoots a laser blast at the back of his head, killing the man instantly before anyone can react. The Sakura soldiers explode in collective anger, and an armored samurai steps forward to warn Longxia that killing a Sakura warrior could start a war right there. Inside, he fears the proof that Lord Dongshan is truly a 9th-tier powerhouse, since an 8th-tier fighter died in a blink. Dongshan does not step back. He draws a glowing line of burning fire across the ground, warning that anyone who crosses it will face his full power without mercy. At that moment, Tokugawa Muneyasu arrives. He acknowledges Dongshan with a comment about it having been a while, then notices Tang Ainan beside him, recognizing her as the daughter of the god of war, Tang Zhen. Dongshan's face darkens with clear unwelcome and demands to know what tricks Tokugawa plans with this dramatic entrance. Tokugawa answers with action instead of words, launching a sudden and swift energy attack aimed at the Longxians while telling them to get lost. Dongshan and Tang Ainan barely dodge the strike. Tokugawa laughs cruelly and announces that with Tang Zhen absent, no one in Longxia can stop him. He orders the Longxia forces to leave at once or face death, threatening to kill both Tang Ainan and Dongshan personally if they do not retreat immediately.
But Dongshan stands firm and begins releasing a powerful white aura. He tells Tokugawa Muneyasu to stop bluffing with his current level and to send the real 9th-turn fighters hiding behind him instead. Tokugawa tries again to intimidate Dongshan, shouting that he is still mouthing off at death's door and that Tang Zhen gone, no one can stop him now. Tokugawa commands his army to attack and kill them all. Before he can speak another word, a fleshy sword blade suddenly pierces through his chest from behind. Everyone freezes in shock. Tokugawa stares forward in disbelief as blood spills from the wound. He turns his head slowly, trembling, and demands to know his attacker's identity, but he cannot spot anyone. The assassin is already long gone. Desperate, Tokugawa starts swinging his sword in all directions, using the lethal secret art 99-fold rending slash. Huge slashes of energy cut everything around him. When he stops, he mutters that no one could kill him. He grabs his bleeding chest with one hand. He thinks back to the event. From the moment his body was injured to the moment he tried to draw his blade, less than half a second had passed. Even a top-tier fighter like Tang Zhen would find it nearly impossible to break through his blade array in that time, so he cannot understand how someone struck him without him sensing anything. He shouts at Dongshan, accusing Longxia of sending the assassin. Lord Dongshan shakes his head and denies it, stating that even he could not sense the assassin's presence and that the stealth technique was too refined and silent. Tokugawa forces himself back onto his feet. He claims that even with great stealth, the assassin's strength seems lacking and that such damage cannot kill Tokugawa Muneyasu. He tries to heal the wound, but soon realizes something alarming. Even after healing, his health continues to fall steadily. He grows uneasy and uses a scroll to activate complete recovery, but nothing changes. He then tries purification, again with no effect. His face becomes pale because the skills that should heal any injury are not working at all. He begins to wonder if he is cursed, and a feeling of dread rises in his chest. He calls out to the healer from the Sakura Nation, ordering immediate healing with every recovery and dispel skill available. The healer begins chanting spell after spell frantically, but every chant fails. No wound closes, and no damage fades as the pain keeps rising. Tokugawa's eyes widened in horror when tiny red flesh-like tentacles begin to push out from the corners of his eyes. The healer keeps chanting, but Tokugawa's condition only worsens. Tokugawa falls to his knees. Suddenly, larger tentacles burst out from the spot where the fleshy blades stabbed him. The shocking sight makes soldiers from both nations step back in fear. No one understands what is happening to him. The tentacles keep growing and expanding outward like living vines hungry for life. Soldiers from the Sakurai Nation begin to panic. One cries out to Lord Tokugawa, confused by his condition. Tokugawa keeps screaming as more tentacles crawl violently from his mouth, chest, and everywhere on his body. One long tentacle suddenly shoots out and pierces through a nearby soldier, killing him instantly. Smaller tentacles continue to push from Tokugawa's eyes and teeth, making his appearance monstrous and disgusting. The long tentacle causes havoc, piercing through everything in its path. A young girl runs for safety with the tentacle chasing her. Just then, a beam of light strikes the base of that attacking tentacle, causing a huge explosion. The one who fired the beam is Izanagi. He declares this must be some kind of unknown curse, stating that even his highest-tiered dispel skills are not working. He concludes they have no choice but to kill Tokugawa first, explaining that once he revives at his holy temple, he should return to normal. In this world, death is not feared because people usually revive at their holy temple after dying. Acting on his advice, all the warriors surround Tokugawa. Multiple long tentacles immediately shoot out from Tokugawa's body and attack them. Izanagi quickly uses his spell, creating ropes made of rhombus cards that bind around Tokugawa. Watching from afar, Lady Tang An asks Elder Mo Dongshan what they should do now. Lord Mo Dongshan calmly replies that they should let the Sakurai Nation's internal strife play out and just observe for now. Izanagi brings out a card and chants a ritual summoning. The next second, a huge holy titan appears before him. The titan immediately raises his hands and slams them on the ground in front of Tokugawa. The action causes a huge blast that explodes everything around them and cracks the ground. Tokugawa still stands on his ground despite the direct hit, howling in agony. Before he can attack again, soldiers bring out holy chains. Multiple soldiers throw their chains at him, binding him on the spot. One soldier declares they have him and should finish it. An old samurai comes forward and with a single sword slash cuts Tokugawa into two equal halves. Blood shoots from the body like a fountain, and the soldiers watch for the outcome. They wait for Tokugawa's body to vanish for his revival at the holy temple, but it does not happen. The blood keeps dripping and the body remains. They stare in confusion. The old samurai demands to know why the body is not disappearing. Izanagi checks his system panel desperately and says he does not know, adding he will contact the job change temple immediately. He contacts someone through the system and hears shocking news. He shouts that Tokugawa did not revive, calling it impossible and suggesting he respawned at another temple. The report states none of the temples detect his life signature. Izanagi realizes this means the Tokugawa shogun is permanently dead. Everyone stands in shock, staring at the dead, spoiled meat that was Tokugawa on the ground. They stare at Izanagi, who panics and asks why they are all looking at him. He claims he never intended to harm the shogun and reminds them they all agreed to put him down. He says no one could have known he would not revive after death. Desperate, Izanagi points his finger toward the people of Longxia. He accuses Longxia of causing this, claiming they must possess some forbidden power that killed the shogun permanently. Lady Tonganon does not tolerate this nonsense. She retorts that this is nonsense and asks which of their eyes saw Longxia kill him. She states they do not even know who the assassin was. Izanagi mumbles that if not Longxia, then who did it? He argues the shogun died on the border while fighting them over the secret realm, and says Longxia can deny it all they want, but no one will believe them. Modon Shan asks Izanagi what exactly he is planning. Izanagi says he is not obligated to tell them, and they will find out soon enough. He then tells his men to go back to Kyoto. Meanwhile, Tonganon tells Elder Mo she has a really bad feeling about this. Mo Dongshan agrees, stating that rat Izanagi is definitely scheming something. Later, back in the Sakura Nation, Izanagi sits alone in his chamber. The old samurai approaches him and asks for Lord Izanagi's plan. He adds that with Tokugawa dead, Izanagi is now the acting shogun and he will follow his lead. Izanagi, still sitting, replies that the shogun's death is a heavy blow to them, but it might deal an even heavier blow to Long Xia. The old samurai asks how so. Izanagi replies with an evil grin, asking the old samurai to consider what would happen if the world learned that Long Xia possessed a method to kill a professional permanently. He suggests all nations would see Long Xia as an enemy, and no one would allow them to wield such power. Once isolated, no matter how strong, they might become their doom as a nation. The old samurai reflects that this makes sense. He notes that to this day, all nations are terrified of the Crimson Moon because apart from scarlet withering, it is the only known phenomenon causing permanent death for professionals. Spreading the rumor that Long Xia might possess an ability similar to scarlet withering would make them targets for everyone. Even if it is proven they didn't do it in the end, it would still weaken Long Xia and strip them of their former might. Izanagi states he will disseminate the news of the Lord Shogun's murder and permanent death globally. At the same time, he will preserve the corpse and put it on display. This will serve to inform the world of Long Xia's threat, strangeness, and terror. He says if the Lord Shogun's spirit is still watching, knowing his death brings about Long Xia's downfall would surely make him approve of their actions. Then Izanagi laughs.
And that's all for today. If you'd like us to continue this manhwa, leave a comment and please subscribe to the channel to support us. We'll see you in the next video.